Hello and welcome to another knitting podcast. So I'm back. This was pretty quick, I thought. So here we are in the room where I have my podcast corner there in the corner, and also my yarn stash, and there's more yarn stash up there and behind there. But it is so gray outside, so I have to sit right next to the window. So yeah, we're back with another podcast. I want to share with you my updates on 3 whips, and I forgot to share an FO in my last video. So I'll share that now because I think it's pretty fun. So first, what I'm wearing, this is the Cornelia cardigan, pattern by Sunless Garn. And I made a whole project vlog about this cardigan. So if you are interested in knowing more about this cardigan, then I refer you to that video. And I made it for Christmas, but it's so perfect for spring. And I haven't actually worn it that much in the springtime, but today is like a perfect day for it. So here I am wearing it with a white t-shirt, and yeah, it's great. So the FO that I forgot to share are these ginormous socks. So I started these, I think, in January, and I finished them somewhere in March. And I forgot to share them, but they are the Bear Paw socks by Andrea Maury, and then I just added a lot of length in the leg, and these reach, so they really stretch out a bunch, and they reach until my knee. So knee-high Bear Paw socks, and I used all of my self-striping sock leftovers, and I held it together with a nettle yarn from Onion Knit, and I didn't really trust that yarn to hold up by itself because I do have socks with another like nettle in there, but they already created holes in them. So yeah, I wanted to hold it together with another strand, and there's also, and that's the fluff, there's also a strand of mohair in there. And I actually ran out of the mohair around here on this sock, and then I added in like leftover variegated mohair over here. So yeah, they're completely mohair. They don't match perfectly, but they use the same yarns in like a different order. That was my intention. I thought that would be fun. And then I swapped these two colors. So I went up to I think it was like a 5.5 millimeter for the leg, and then I did decreases where the pearls are. So instead of knit 2 purl 2, I went to knit 2 purl 1, and I went up to the like 5.5 or 5 millimeter. All the information will be in my Ravelry project page as well. And then I used Drops Alaska with that same nettle yarn and the mohair. So yeah, there's like all the sock yarn, self-strapping sock yarn leftovers in the foot and in the heel and in the leg, and then I went to Drops Alaska. So I have these super long knee-high socks that are perfect for winter. So perfect timing, right? I did wear them a couple of times when I finished them, but really it's gotten pretty warm. So these will go into storage, but they will be perfect in the winter time. They're so warm. It's really great. I also wore them to bed a couple times. So nice. Right now I can't imagine it because we have to have the window open when we sleep, but it gets pretty cold here in the winter time. So those are the Bear Paw socks turned like knee-high socks. Would definitely recommend. This is a little tight though, so just be mindful of that. But it stays up, so that's good. Otherwise it will just sag down. So yeah. Then let's get into the exciting projects. So here I am right in a row, so let me just finish that row. Yeah. So that took a couple of minutes. These a 1x1 rib rows take forever, but here it is. It's so nice. I have finished the like stockinette part of the body. So right now I'm working on, oh, little fluff. Right now I am working on the rib for the body, and there's a long rib, but I need to check how long I want this cardigan to be. I think the pattern says to do like 13 centimeters of rib, something like that. But I can try it on for you because, yeah, I'll just switch cardigans. So let's see. That's perfect about this spot actually, because I can get up and just walk here and then you can still see me. Here is the cardigan. So right now it's about like this long. Here's my like pants. I think it's looking pretty good already. I do want it a little longer. And I do notice that I didn't do those extra short rows in the back. So let's start at the start. I feel like I did it really well last time when I talked about this cardigan and the whole last knitting podcast. I was so structured. Okay, so let's start. What is this? This is the Paul Cardigan by Orca Knit. And I am knitting it in one strand of Tin Peer Gynt in the colorway Sunny Lime, and then one strand of Holst Coast in the colorway Lime. So I'm holding those two together, which creates kind of a marled effect. So that's what I'm using. I am knitting it on a 4mm needle, and it is creating a really nice fabric. And last time I explained that I did a little bit less short rows. That I did that because I felt like I didn't need that many short rows because of my bust. So I feel like I need more fabric in the front rather than in the back. And a lot of patterns have really heavy short rows on the back, and I feel like I don't need that. So I was experimenting with this project, and I did about like 4 less rows of short rows, and I did the short rows like this long. So on the side here corresponds with after this stitch marker. So this whole section here is short rows, and that's a little bit less. That's like 4 rows less than it should have been. So not super extreme, but when I just tried it on, I kind of felt like the back was a little higher than the front. But I do also still need to do this whole neckline, which has like a reinforcement, which I was thinking, I was listening to Hip Knit Hooray, who made the Lakes cardigan, which has a similar-ish construction, also like shoulder, like a saddle shoulder, and then picked up stitches, and also has the like look of the double, the 2x2 rib over here, and then like a double knitted button band for the rest of it. So there's like a separate neckline and the button band. But she said it really stretched out a lot. And in this pattern has, you pick up the stitches and then do like some kind of reinforcement. I'm not going to get into it too much because I feel like it really makes this pattern really good. But you have to do a certain method of like picking up stitches and then reinforcing it. And I think that is really good because it's already like super stretched out. So I would be happy if it was like a lot more cinched in. But I do feel like if I have added that in, then the neck has more fabric, because then here there will be like this much more fabric for that back neck button band section. So yeah, I don't know if I will be able to finish this before we leave. because we are going to go on a big trip. We still haven't booked any tickets. So yeah, I'm hoping to finish this, but before this, I have a project that has like priority because I want to bring that other project on our trip, and that has so much progress. You're going to be so proud of me. And please let me know how proud you are of me, because I am proud of myself. And yeah, maybe I don't even need other people to tell me that they're proud. I'm proud of me. So yeah, here is, oops, sorry. Here it is. Oh, it's so nice. It is the Nature Conservation Sweater by Lincoln Newman. And I'll put it on for you. So here it is. It's so big. And I did the whole yoke in like 3 days. It was crazy. I was like so fast all of a sudden. I just was like going and going and going. And then I was working until the point where I had to split and work like flat again, back and forth. And then I kept just going, going, going. And it, look at me now. Look how great this looks. I'm so happy. I am currently working on the hood. So there's going to be a hood. And it's currently this long. There it is. And I'm doing a few modifications on this sweater. So first of all, maybe talk about the sizing. I am making the, oh, and it's so nice and warm. I'm making extra large, which is the largest size. And it's definitely has a lot more room than I thought. Although like on the body, the bottom part is like kind of perfect around my hips. But the rest is definitely super oversized on me. And I'm not used to having sweaters being this oversized. So I was working on the yoke and I was just like super worried that it was way too big. I also didn't know how long to make this section. So after the suns, until the armhole. And I still need to fill in these over there. Yeah, so I was like worried about the length and everything. And then I was knitting on the yoke and I thought this is going to be such a long yoke. And also I'm using the 5mm needle because she has 6 sizes, and then it's basically 2 different patterns. So all the charts and all the numbers are different. Like there's only 2 variations. Oh, how do I say this? Okay, there's 6 sizes, but it's like you use a 4, a 4.5, or a 5mm needle. Then all the numbers change, and it's again a 4, a 4.5, and a 5mm needle. So I'm doing the largest size, which is not very size inclusive, but this one, really wanted this one. I know I'm being so, maybe I'm being too hard on myself, but I just really feel so strongly about size inclusivity, so I feel a little bad. It's not very inclusive, and I don't like that. But anyway, what was I saying? The size? Yeah, I thought it was going to be way too big, and I kind of like still feel that way, but it's really nice and comfortable. So when I was working on the yoke, I was thinking, oh no, I'm going to have to give this sweater to my boyfriend, because also the sleeves are like super long. I was like, I want it to be for me. So, oh no. I just realized I dropped a bunch of stitches on my cardigan. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, I thought I was gonna have to give it to my boyfriend. And he tried it on and it fits him perfectly. But then I tried it on the next day and I was like, this actually looks pretty good. And now I'm making the hood and it looks so great. Yeah, so the modifications. I did a few modifications and I tried to keep track of it in my Ravelry project page really well. But I did a modification here on the bottom edge. She makes you use a smaller needle for the bottom side here, then do a purl row and then use the larger needle. I just used like a 5mm needle everywhere and didn't do a purl ridge. I just kept knitting, and then because I noticed for some people The purl ridge was kind of on the outside. And then I just knitted it together with my cast on row. So that I did for the bottom. Then I knitted less centimeters for the body, a lot less, and it's still like really long, like it goes almost completely over my butt. So that's something I did differently. I also did the sleeves completely different. So I casted on more stitches for the cuffs, and then I did an increase, an increase rate. I don't remember exactly what I did, but I talked about that 2 episodes ago. And I will have it in my Ravelry project page. So I did increase rate, and that I did that to not have like a bishop sleeve effect, because I don't really like that. And then I did less stitches at the top. Like there's a 11 stitch repeat, so I did 77 stitches at the top instead of like 82 or something, which made my sleeves have less stitches than I'm supposed to have here for the raglan. But I did that, what I did with that was, when after I joined the yoke in the round, I mean like the body and the sleeves, put them together in the yoke, I waited one time, like one iteration of the decreases to start the sleeves. So I started the decreases on the body before starting the decreases on the sleeves. And I did do a couple rounds down here of plain knitting in the round of the yoke, and I wish I would have started the decreases like immediately, because I do notice that my yoke depth is often, like in the larger sizes, it's way too large, because like my armhole isn't bigger because my bust is bigger. You know, like my armhole is here, like my armpit. My armpit is right there, like not down there. Like, yeah. So I should have just not listened to the knit so many rows, just plain stockinette. I should have just started. I did start a little earlier, but I should have just started straight away. And then what else did I do differently? Oh yeah, a really important one. And this is again about the reinforcement, because this is a very heavy, heavy sweater. And I was knitting on it back and forth for this part. This is where the button placket is going to be. I noticed that there was so much fabric and it was just stretching out, and there was like all this weight of the sweater. And the Lincoln Newman makes you like just keep on knitting into the hood. So this is like continuous, and what that will do is when you wear it, it will just stretch out. It will just drag down, and there's like no reinforcement to keep it up into your neck. So what I did is, after I hit like 3 stitches on the sleeve parts, I did that row, I cast it off and did decreases at the same time. So I still did a bunch, like a couple decreases like for the body and for the back, and 1 decrease on each sleeve side. And then I just like cast it off normally. So really tightly, basically. And now I have this like sturdy reinforcement. So I cast it off, and then I picked up stitches again. And I also, when I picked up the stitches for the hood, I used a 4mm needle instead of the 5 when I picked up stitches. And I picked up a lot less stitches so that it would really be quite tight. And then I started doing the increases for the hood at the back and using 5mm needles. So that this section right here around your neck is really sturdy. So that's what I did. And what I'm going to do for the hood at the top, because the pattern has like kind of like a pointy hood, which I mean, I kind of like it, but I don't like it. Like, I kind of like the look of it, but then I feel like it's less wearable. It's more like it makes it a lot more of a statement piece. And So I'm gonna do some decreases again, like in the same spot where I did the increases, I'm gonna do decreases. And then on the final decrease row, that's where I'm gonna do the 3 needle bind off at the top. So like right after that. So that's my plan, to make it like more curved. So I hope that will take off that like boop boop the little triangle shape. Yeah, and that's about it. I'm using Eastix Let Lopi, and I love this color up here. And I'm so happy with my color choices. Ooh. I'm gonna do for the button placket, and that will go around the hood. I'm gonna do pink and blue. So I'm gonna do pink first and then cast off with the blue. That's what's in the pattern. And then for the button placket, I'm gonna cast off, but I will do like a facing for the hood to do an I-cord. That's another alteration I'm doing. I'm gonna do an I-cord strap, like a cord, to be able to make the hood tighter and to be able to like really make it like around your face, because I feel like if you just have the hood, it makes it a little more practical to have an I-cord, like a drawstring, is what I meant to say. So yeah, I really like this sweater, and last time I talked about this and someone said that they made an Icelandic wool sweater and then they realized that they're really sensitive to it. I have been wearing it like a little bit while working on it, or like when I casted it off, and at first I was like, oh no, my arms, it's gonna be like so awful to wear this all the time. But I think I'm getting used to it already. Like, I think right now I'm wearing it, I'm fine. I can feel it for sure, but I don't think I mind the prickliness. And also it's like mostly on my arms. Like now that I'm like thinking about it, I can feel it everywhere, but I don't think I'm actually sensitive to it. And also what I've noticed with other sweaters is over time, your body, I don't know if it's like your body oils or something, but they kind of like make the inside of your sweater a lot more soft. Like I noticed with the Guernsey Genzer that I made for my boyfriend, I had to wear it for him when I first finished it, just so he could like wear it after that, because it was way too prickly for him at first. And then I wore it a couple times and it's like almost like you kind of break it in. So kind of like the oils or something, I don't know. Or yeah, I don't know what that is. Do you like, is that a common thing that you feel like you kind of need to break in a sweater in terms of scratchiness? I don't know. I feel like it's a thing. So yeah, I feel confident about that. And look at this. Oh, this is so good. I love the color so much. And I'm going to be able to finish it before we go. So I just have to finish the hood, do the casing, make an I-cord, and fill in these holes in my armpits. Yeah, and that's about it. So yeah, I'll just keep it on. I mean, why not? It's nice and warm. And then I can prove that it's not too scratchy for me. Although now that I'm thinking about it, it's so stretchy. Final whip. So yeah, you will have seen this one last time, and I am so far. Look at my socks. So these are the Scrapvent Socks, which is a pattern by me that I made last December to use up your advent calendar or scraps or whatever. The idea was to do 1 stripe per day in December. And I'm making these for my boyfriend. So last time I was working on the heels, and I have finished the heels, obviously. And now I'm working on the final colors for the foot. And I'm making the foot even a little longer than the largest size in my pattern, because I noticed that I'm using a 2mm needle, and I designed my sock for 2.25, and I feel like it is taking a little bit of like it's a little tighter, and I feel like that takes a lot of the length out of the sock. So I decided to just do 2 colors extra. So I think I still have 3 more colors after this. I'm doing 18 colors on the foot, and each color has 5 rounds. So let's see. Yeah, this is 15. So 3 more after this. And also last time I was so worried that these were like, it was like disturbing the pattern, but now that everything is in, it's so nice. Like I felt like there was like not enough contrast here, but it's so nice. And you know what's so fun about these socks is that there's like so many memories in here. Like I know what all these like sock yarns were from. So they're either from like an advent calendar or like sock yarn or like, so this one I used to make my Una socks. I have a video on that because it's from knitting the 52 weeks of socks book. This one I made another 52 weeks, I think it's Limpy. And then this is from my sweater, for my advent calendar sweater. This one, and the one that I'm working on now. Oh, there's so many memories. Like this was from my Kirstenbosch, one of my samples for my Kirstenbosch socks. Yeah, pattern. When I released my Kirstenbosch socks pattern, this I made my slip over, my Simper V-neck slip over out of. This one here. Yeah, it's just so fun to see all the colors together and to think about all these things. This I used for my Friday tee as my contrast color. Oh, it's so nice. It's so fun. And I think I did a really good job at like making it look random, but also like a little bit of like I arranged it well enough, but it looks random, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm really happy with them. And I think I will be able to finish those really soon. I've been working on them every once in a while, but my main focus was this one. So that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this quick little episode, my knitting podcast. I hope I wasn't too chaotic today. It's just later in the afternoon, and I'm like, it's almost evening, and I'm done with working. So yeah, I'm a little bit, my mind is a little bit everywhere. But I hope you enjoyed this video and have a lovely rest of your day. And I'll see you soon with hopefully some finished objects here.